Why hi, it is I, Riss, here, reprising my role as the Joan Rivers of the 219. And this is the first installment of my podcast that I don't really know how long it's going to last because I just had this idea pop into my brain after a beautiful day of thrifting, as I do to, just get a little dopamine rush. Spend money, of course. I was thrifting and I realized, oh my god, you are disgusting. I hate you. I was talking to myself, of course. And I was saying that because I was like, wow, first of all, and you know what? I'm calling myself out so no one else can fucking do it. Half the shit that I bought, it's like I either had when I was a younger child. I had at one point in recent years, but I gave away something similar, so I just bought this. It, it's when does it become so fucking ridiculous? Recently, I saw like Shein on the shelves at Goodwill. I gasped. I clenched my pearls. They're gonna get off that topic right now because it's really scary. Like, if you think about it in like the zoom out point of view, it's a very terrifying. But this is a happy place, and we're not here to talk about negative things. Let's go. Some of the clothes that I was looking at, I realized, oh my goodness, this is like the type of vibe that I wish I could have worn, like when I was younger. Like, but there was issues. One being some of the clothes were in the women's section, and early 2000s we weren't as woke, okay. And the other thing was I was how would you say? Well, the clothing section perhaps would be called husky. I was a husky, musky boy. Musky is smelly, actually, I think. I don't believe I was, I hope not. If anyone can comment to that, feel free. Well, maybe don't. So I was not really able to shop in stores such as Aeropostale and Hollister and The Gap. But it is a tale as old as time that you truly are just reliving your childhood as you grow up. And that's what I'm doing. I remember I went to the president of Goodwill and I said, I want all of your early 2000s junk. Just crap from The Gap and the Aeropostales and the Hollisters. And that's what this is. That's what this summer 2025 is. We are now out with Brat Summer. Welcoming in 2025, I am coining it Gap Girl Summer. Hi friends, welcome to the technical first episode of My Friends Aren't Here, the podcast. I am saying technical just solely because this is the first idea that popped in my brain right now. It is like 10 p.m. on a Thursday, and it just popped in my brain as I was looking at my little Twinkie self in the mirror, and I was like, that's it. It's Gap Girl Summer. There's nothing out there. It's Gap Girl Summer. So I don't really know if I'm gonna want a different, more cohesive, put together, less manic-ish podcast episode to be my first. But if this is what you get, this is what you get. And we don't throw fits. That's the first thing. So, Gap Girl Summer, you ask. Why do I think that's happening? Well, see, we live in a society, right, that's in a recession. And that's all. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next year. No, but Gap Girl Summer, it's all about reclaiming your time. That's what this is, truly. It's all about going back to the past and, maybe you were like me. Okay, maybe you were like me and you were a chunky little piece of cheese. And now, due to, some may call it trauma, I just call it, life. Yeah, That's good, actually. Now you are skinty, and you can rock the clothes with much more confidence. Or perhaps you couldn't wear the clothes whenever you were younger due to, other things. Or you might have not been able to wear the clothes when you were younger, and, you might still not be able to find the correct sizing, um, because they never never went anything bigger than I think XL, to be honest. Um, but I don't know because again, could not shop there. Now there was a mention of a recession, and I don't really watch the news. Why? Because it stresses me out. I don't really understand how many people do watch the news. I like to. Hear me out. I'm more of a disassociative type. I like to pretend like things aren't happening because then whenever I snap out of it, I'm quick to act on my toes. I um I don't do anything with my life is what I'm saying. I just am a lost cause, dare I say. It's getting quite bad. The seasonal depression really hit me good this year. Did nothing but sleep, go to work, and attempt to eat, but you know, so is depression, as the French say. That is why we're here today, because I can fit into Gap clothes and Hollister jeans. No, this has been a long time coming. We're here. We're still standing, and the bitch is back to Crocodile Rock. Um, with Benny and the Jet. I don't know. I started saying one Elton John song and then I just kept going. It was, anyways. See, that's what you get here on the My Friends Aren't Here podcast. It's just various information from various different places that all put together. They don't make much sense. However, great topics at parties. Gap Girl Summer. It's It is recession core. It is. And it doesn't directly mean, you go to the Goodwill, you see a Gap hoodie like I did. That's actually a lie. It was not a Goodwill. It was a Salvation Army. And my friend saw the hoodie, not I. I don't know if that makes it worse, but we're gonna continue. But essentially, what it means to me, cue the dramatic music. What it means to me is digging deep into the depths of your closet, grabbing out that raggedy old shit-stained fucking sweater that is actual shit. Stains from perhaps a dog, from perhaps an animal, meaning a child, looking at that shit-stained sweater and saying, I'm gonna rock this summer. This is me. And yeah, maybe it's from when you were like 12, 13, 14 years old, but, showing a bit of midriff never hurt nobody these days, right? Right. Gone are the 80s. All right, we're not wearing blazers anymore. For some reason, it's an era of mine that I don't really look back with fondness on, but I had a blazer era, um, where I thrifted a bunch of blazers and tried my damnedest to look like a grown adult. But, you know, things interfered with that. That being, I am 5'8" on a good day. And also, I just have like a baby face. No matter how many damn cigarettes, no matter how much goddamn alcohol I drink, I fucking look like a 12-year-old. I don't know what to do about it. So the blazer era, it was a forced era, dare I say. It was me trying, it was right after I graduated high school, and I think that's probably wise because I was like, oh, I'm supposed to be an adult now. Let me start trying to look a little more mature. Um, Babe, you can't even grow facial hair, so I don't think a blazer that is way too goddamn big for you, I don't think that's gonna work. I don't think that's gonna come across as, oh, he's established. Good day, sir. That's not what was happening. What was happening was I looked like I was one of the little rascals, the headpiece, essentially. just popped out of a blazer that's like fucking for the size of a 6'12" person. That makes no sense. 6'12". Are you dumb? Essentially, what Gap Girl Summer is just how would you say? Not buying shit, not fucking giving into the trend. Okay, here comes my Aquariusness. Not giving into the trends. All right, that shit's out, bro. Like fuck that. Like it's just to get your money. It really is actually. I don't know if you know that, but like the constant need to be redoing trends. This is from these companies. Like, it may not be obviously every single company, however, like the companies are curating these trends for what they already have designed to come out during the summer. So whenever you start seeing TikToks or fucking whatever it is on fucking Gigi Hadid's Instagram of her wearing, oh, what is that dress? Oh my God, I need that dress. It's a campaign. And they are selling you on something that they have thought about selling you for probably give or take 6 months. Well, due to fast fashion, give or take 2 months. Now, Gap Girl Summer, it's not all about wearing Gap, okay? Because, let's be honest, they don't have much. There's not really much to work with from the Gap. So, other things that I think would be going with the Gap Girl trend of 2025 would be things such as khakis, which khakis is I did a little research, and that's one of the things that the Gap is known for, actually. I don't mean to brag, but, I'm a bit of a fashion historian. Oh, which by that I mean I have access to Google.com. But khakis is one of the things that the Gap was known for originally, actually. One of the first campaigns that they actually did was with an actor known as Gene Kelly. He was an actor back when TV and movies were only black and white, and they pronounced white as such. And the campaign read, Gene Kelly wore khakis. So I guess he was a big thing. It must have meant something that he was sporting khakis. Another thing, I hate to say it. Yeah. Oh, skinny jeans. They're back. They are back because Tumblr, the Tumblr aesthetic, being grunge and sad and sloppy and nasty and fucking gross, it's back. It's all the rage. All the hot girls are doing it. All the clean girls are doing it, actually. Because most of the clean girls got their aesthetic from TikTok, and TikTok, that trend faded out, so now they're looking for a new thing. I hate TikTok. I have always hated it. Maybe I'll make a full podcast episode detailing every fucking reason why I hate that goddamn app. Truly, the only reason why I never got into it was because I was not good at it. Which is surprising because I have ADHD. You would think like the fucking, hi, this is Day in Life, the beauty influencer. Like, you would think that that would be my vibe, but no, it like overwhelms me because I think the main thing is because my thoughts, they're already going like and so when I log on to an app where people are fucking talking a mile a minute, showing me 600 different products within 30 seconds, it's a lot for me. Like it's that app is I believe personally it was sent from Satan himself, but that's just my opinion. Anyways, moving on. But yes, the skinny jean is back. And all is not over for us girls with, thick thighs. You know what I will never forget? One time, one of my friends said that I don't have an ass, which is quite interesting because, on the contrary, in 6th grade was said about me. I was up at the chalkboard, this big broad nonetheless. Anyways, I'm up at the chalkboard. Cue the sad music, by the way, sorry. I'm up at the chalkboard, and I'm just, I don't know, writing something. And she said, A, my name. Sorry, it's just too fresh, sorry. A, lay off the mac and cheese. Just like that, just really flat out. And just, hey, yo, lay off. I'm not trying to, make excuses, but I didn't really even like mac and cheese that much. But it's whatever. It's in the past. The past is the past, and we have to grow. Oh. All is not lost for us girls that love mac and cheese, all right? Because Calvin Klein, I thought that would be more climactic, but hear me out. Calvin Klein type vibe. Now, they have more sizes. I will, like, listen, one thing about me is skinny jeans will never they're never gonna happen. I don't care how thin or fucking no ass that apparently it's like you can't win. I'm sorry to keep harping on this, but you can't win because one person says, "Wow, you don't have an ass." The other person says, "You have so much. There's mac and cheese in it." Calvin Klein. So I think he's gonna make a comeback, and I think he's gonna really slay. What's really gonna be in is the classic all-American look, just a classic silhouette. I'm talking just a pair of blue jeans and a white t-shirt. And I know I, for one, will be sporting this because it's easy, all right? It's just easy. It's a go-to look that you can't go wrong with. And also, of course, due to the horrendous state of the politics in this country, I, for one, am not putting a target on my back any more than I already have. I walk around with a quite limp wrist, and there's a target on me at all times. So what I'm saying is the party that is in power at this current moment, they seem to be very power hungry and strung out on ketamine. So I'm just gonna lay low for a couple years. I was watching a TikTok that's a lie. That's a goddamn lie straight from fucking hell. Ahem. I was watching an Instagram reel of a TikTok by a creator known as Lady Miss K, and she said, and I quote, "Girls, things are getting conservative." And that's true. That's what this is. As she said again in the reel that was a TikTok, I will be going back to the London look, and not only because I haven't worn my retainer in 4 years. You can only progress so far, you know? And I think we progressed to a point where maybe we needed a little bit of pushback to make us really, what's that word? When you think about things, resonate, really take time to think about why we're doing all this and to just step our pussies up, okay? Because whenever it's time, it is time. I can't do the emotions and caring about emotion. Do you see what these people are doing to other human beings? Whenever we are back in power, because it's going to happen at the next election, it's just how the political system works. 1 year it's Democrat, the next is Republican. 1 year it's a Democrat, the next is Republican. It goes in a fucking cycle, and we just keep doing it. When we are all unchained from the shackles in 2028, and we are all able to go get new lace fronts in, and to blush ourselves out to the gods, to wear a crop top again, we will fight. We will not be wearing nails, though. I'm serious. If I swear to God, if you guys come to the riot with a new set of fucking almond-shaped nails, get the fuck out of here. We're not doing this. Rip them off, okay? As I was saying, trying not to put a target on my back, so yes, I will be wearing a classic blue jean and a white tee and a Converse. The main crux of why I believe that this is going to be a Gap Girl summer is truly because the category is I literally cannot afford rent or food. What makes you think I can afford new clothes? Okay? We're all struggling. And it all comes back to politics because actually, fun fact, not so fun, but also not really a fact. It's just kind of a whatever. Fashion does tend to trend along with politics. You will notice, like, during more conservative years, clothing is more conservative, especially for women because men wear the same damn shit every goddamn day of their fucking lives since the goddamn 40s. But yeah, you will notice, like, during the 60s, there was this lady named Twiggy, and she was very popular. She had a very slim figure, and she wore, like, very quote-unquote modest clothing, very, like, housewifey, but, like, she was a cool girl. Like, she was the trend, so to speak, and she wasn't really, like, edgy compared to, like, in the 80s whenever it was very rocker or, do coke on Wall Street. So yeah, fashion does tend to roll with the politics. I am sensing a quite conservative summer. And of course, the next 4 years, give or take 2, hopefully 2, that was this podcast. I don't know if I have anything else to add. We'll see. Hopefully you laughed or cried or sighed or joyed. No, don't die. I've got some other episode ideas lined up, but again, this is the first one that really struck me, and I felt like I was just compelled to, inform the masses of what's to come during this Gap Girl Summer. In summary, for the Gap Girl Summer, it's what Lady Miss K said. Nobody wants to play doll anymore. Nobody. Not even Ariana. It's getting conservative. So you gotta pick what you're gonna do. If you wanna fight the good fight, go ahead out there. And I will be rooting from my cave in my khakis, rooting you on with your purple hair, dreaming of the day when I can join you and say, it is no longer Gap Girl Summer. Thanks for listening. Love you. Mwah.